I served honorably. And I don't deserve this.
Better Call Behnken is getting results for a disabled veteran who was left without his motorized wheelchair for nearly a month.
That veteran blames the Tampa VA for this problem. He says he just got the runaround and he was left with a chair that made life dangerous. And that's when he knew he'd better call Behnken. And the good news is Shannon is getting results.
Jen, Keith, when I saw what this man went through without the wheelchair that he depends on, I knew I had to get involved, and less than 24 hours later, things changed. When Kenneth Copeland, a quadriplegic with limited use of his arms, called me for help, he was desperate, stuck in a traditional wheelchair that made life even tougher.
Horrible for my back.
He had been without his motorized wheelchair for nearly a month and said the Tampa VA gave him the runaround. So not being in the motorized chair is making your condition worse.
Exactly, it is. And not only that, like I said, I have fallen twice, literally fallen over on my back and had to lay on the ground for over 2 hours trying to get back up off the ground.
Copeland, who served in the Navy, said he didn't want to leave his apartment because of the difficulty. Seeing this, I immediately got to work and called my sources at the VA. I was promised this would be looked into and then told the parts were there and a worker would stay through the night to fix the chair. Less than 24 hours later, I was back at Copeland's complex, and so was his motorized chair. The VA delivered the chair, and Copeland carefully switched back into the chair that he says gives him freedom and security.
Yay! Shannon Behnken, you did it for me. Thank you so much. Thank you. I've got my chair back. I've got my life back. I can go to the stores and get my medication. I can start making doctor's appointments again. It gives me a bit of a life again. It gives me a chance at life again. And that's all I asked for. That's all I wanted.
I watched as Copeland tested out the repairs and safely navigated back inside his apartment with ease. Copeland tells me that unfortunately not all of the repairs were finished, and he's going to go over those with the VA, but he tells me that he's just happy to finally have back the chair that he needs, and you saw how much easier it was for him to get inside that house.
Watching the video in the early part of the story, I was honestly thinking,
Yeah.
You had to have been thinking, if he goes over, I'm gonna make a catch here.
That's how it was in real life, Jen. I was worried for his safety.
I'm sure you were. Did the VA give any kind of explanation at all about what happened here?
Well, a spokesperson told me that there were delays in getting the correct parts, and then she says that there were difficulties in making some of those repairs, particularly fixing the foot plate. It just took too long, but I'm thankful for the spokesperson that she was able to get in touch with the right people right away and make this right. And they did stay late, and they delivered it today, so kudos to them for finally getting it done.
Yeah, all right. Thank you. Good story. Good results.